Sears was once the most powerful retailer in America. Not one of the biggest, but the biggest. They sold everything from clothes and tools to appliances and even entire houses. At one point, they were so dominant that they helped define how Americans shopped. So how does a company like that lose everything? Sears didn't start as a retail store. It started as a catalog business in the late 1800s. At a time when most people lived far from major cities, buying products was limited and inconvenient. Sears changed that completely. They created a system where customers could browse a catalog from home, choose what they wanted, and have it shipped directly to them. This was revolutionary. Long before the internet, Sears built a version of remote shopping that reached millions of people. Their catalogs became massive, offering everything from clothing and furniture to tools and farming equipment. They even sold complete house kits that could be delivered and assembled on your property. By the early 1900s, Sears wasn't just successful, it was essential. They didn't just sell products, they connected the country through commerce. As America became more urban, Sears adapted again. They transitioned from catalogs into physical department stores, and once again, they dominated. Their stores were large, accessible, and packed with products. Customers could find everything they needed in one place, which made Sears incredibly convenient. They also created strong in-house brands like Kenmore for appliances and Craftsman for tools. These brands became known for reliability and quality, and they built long-term trust with customers. By the mid to late 1900s, Sears had become a household name. For many families, shopping at Sears was just part of life. At this point, Sears wasn't just competing in retail, it was leading it. But no company stays on top forever, and the retail landscape started to shift. New competitors like Walmart and Target entered the market with a different approach. They focused on lower prices, efficiency, and convenience. At the same time, consumer expectations were changing. People wanted faster service, better pricing, and easier shopping experiences. Then the internet arrived, and everything accelerated. Online shopping started to grow, giving customers a new level of convenience that physical stores couldn't match. This was a critical moment for Sears. They had already built a catalog system that resembled early e-commerce, which meant they had the experience to transition. But instead of leading the shift, they hesitated. While competitors invested in new systems and digital platforms, Sears stayed focused on their traditional retail model. But external competition wasn't the only issue. Internal decisions made things worse. In the early 2000s, Sears merged with Kmart, and the company came under new leadership. Instead of focusing on long-term growth, the strategy shifted toward cost-cutting and short-term financial gains. Stores weren't upgraded. Customer experience wasn't improved. Investment in innovation slowed down. At the same time, the company took on significant financial pressure. Instead of reinvesting into the business, resources were often redirected elsewhere. This created a cycle. Stores became outdated. Fewer employees were available to help customers. Shelves became disorganized, and the overall experience declined. Customers noticed the difference and they started going elsewhere. Sears wasn't just losing to competitors, it was losing its identity. By the 2010s, the damage was clear. Foot traffic dropped significantly. Revenue declined year after year. Stores began closing across the country. At the same time, companies like Amazon were redefining retail with fast shipping and massive online selection. Walmart and Target continued improving their stores and expanding their digital presence. Sears struggled to keep up with both. They were stuck between the past and the future, and they couldn't compete in either. In 2018, Sears filed for bankruptcy. A company that once led American retail had fallen to a fraction of its former size. Sears didn't fail because people stopped buying products. They failed because they stopped evolving with their customers. They had the brand recognition, the history, and the resources to stay competitive, but they didn't adapt fast enough. And in business, timing matters just as much as strategy. If you fall behind for too long, catching up becomes almost impossible. Sears is a reminder that even the most dominant companies can disappear if they don't keep up with change.